How to make $1,000 a day AI dropshipping in 2025 to 2026. Now you can see here I've got, this is one of my stores. I'm building a number of brands, but this is the Australian brand. And have you can see yesterday did 7,000. Now look, that's not every day, right? I'm running a campaign, but if we have a look, every day is on average. Today the sale is still on, will be on for the next couple of days. You can see that probably expecting another 7 to 8K day. And now this is with probably about $200-300 a day in ad spend, with the rest being focused on LTV and stuff. And I'm going to sort of go a bit further into that as we speak about it and teach you how I do it so you can sort of replicate the same. Then my name's Ricky Hayes, and let's get straight into this. So I got some screenshots, I just sort of add this into a Miro board. You can copy this and do with it as you see fit. I have notes and I'll be going through the notes. You can see here that, just in the last 30 days, spent about $3,200. That's Australian, of course, about 16,000 back, right? So not the biggest figures, but that's why I'm building my other brands. This brand has a lot of limitations. So I'm building my other brands being shapewear, shapewear, activewear, and nails. I've been working, that's why I've been busy with that. So I got 4 areas I wanted to talk about. So one, what is the winning product, right? So a winning product can really be anything, honestly. But when it comes to dropshipping, I sort of recommend sort of a few things that I've just sort of learned over experience. It can be saturated. I used to say it doesn't, but once you learn branding, it can be anything. Just make sure the quality is high. I get samples of my products. I actually send them to my team and stuff as well to make sure the quality is really high. And to make sure that the quality is first and foremost high. So I find suppliers who use tools like Accio, you can do that. It's never been easier to do that. The tools, the demographics are generally aimed for is women 25-44. I find sort of 18 to 24 people think is really good, but they're usually actually not that. They don't have enough money a lot of the time, right? Until you have a really heavily established brand, 18 to 24 are quite hard to sell to because they're actually very frugal, right? So 25-44 I find is always the best one, where 25, they have a bit extra cash, so they're willing to have a bit of a go, take a bit of a gamble, so to speak. In Western cultures, easy to ship, highly unlikely to break. So, you think about, like if you're shipping vases, really easy to break. Not that I'm saying you shouldn't, but you're going to have to do better work to make sure that it doesn't get there broken. Otherwise, you're going to get heaps of refunds, returns, and bad reviews. Can be shipped easily with suppliers. I use Accio. That's an affiliate link. I just added that one in just 2 seconds. I use it to find Alibaba suppliers and do market research. Now, I've actually found a number of Alibaba suppliers actually have their own Shopify websites that they use outside of Alibaba for more control, and you can actually drop ship straight through them with no minimum high order quantity, which is fantastic. So you get the value of Alibaba, but still being able to drop ship quite easily through Shopify, which is quite smart. I found a number of suppliers that I'm doing that. It's really good. And then as I scale, I do bulk orders, and then I send it to my 3PL. Now I've changed from ShipUp, and that has expensive onboarding and the fees. I'm looking at either Next Smart Ship as well, but I use TeamDrop. Works quite well as well. Anyway, I'll get into that later. Make sure the product has some wow factor, right? Like, so something that just like, oh wow, this is really, really cool. This really excites me. The more it excites you, the better you're going to do the copy, the better you're going to do the creative. And it solves a clear problem. If it can solve a clear problem, especially in the beginning for beginners, that's really important to keep in mind. As you scale, you'll get more confidence in it, right? That's why I'm able to sell products that are not really a need item, the sort of activewear and all of that, and this brand as well. Then you don't need to worry about, look at that nice conversion rate there. Anyway, you can use images, AliExpress. I use a free Chrome extension image downloader to get the images, and then you can use tools like Sora 2, Nano, Banana, Smarter UGC. There's Creatify. There's plenty of them out there. Honestly, you're not going to have any shortage. I'm actually making a video on another one that I actually quite like, that I plan to make a video on, and I use these as tools because I'm always testing it, and then I pass it to my team, and if they're like it's really, really good, then we do that as well. If you're building a fashion brand, make sure that your try-ons are really, really good too. I find that is a real gap when it comes to AI-generated content. It is a real problem at this stage. So finding good ones is hard and takes a bit longer, but all the more worthwhile. That's why if I'm building my smart UGC with all that feedback in mind, because I want to do it to build a lot of brands and then give it to dropshippers and brand owners to be like, look, here you go. Here's this tool that is tried and tested. So has at least $20 margin, 3x markup. So most products you're looking at is like $5-10 on Alibaba, AliExpress. As I said, a lot of people don't know you can use Alibaba to actually dropship as well when you find the right suppliers. That's why I always say take your time with that. So then you get really high quality, really good relationship and fast shipping. Like I had one of my shapewear items that I bought on a Friday. It arrived Monday and it was just a sample. I'm like, wow, and quality was extremely high. Anyway, and so helps with scaling, right? And you want to obviously can be upsold, bundled with other items, subscription as well. I plan to keep building more of these. Like I want to get into women's creams and various things like that, where I can run subscriptions, supplements, and stuff as well. So just remember that that's sort of what I look at when I looks at a winning product, right? I don't just sell any item. I will do my deep research, find something that I think fits. You can use, as I said, plenty of research tools like the Zik Analytics, it's Calo Data, where you can look at deep that and see what's doing well. Then do a deep research in something like Accio, see that, oh, yep, I think I can build. Remember, the key is build a brand around it. Don't just focus on this as a short-term cash grab. Take your time, right? The brands that I've been building for over a month and a half already, and I haven't even launched. And that's just because I'm focused on the quality and building it out, right? But as I build it out, I'm building out all the infrastructure. So anyway, that's just my view. Now with the Facebook ads, I think I added Google ads too here. Let's talk about the marketing. Advantage Plus campaigns, right? No targeting, really. Just what I actually do is I just do a campaign per country for prospecting or cold. I call it prospecting now. Make sure the ads mobile is 9:16 ratio, square and mobile ratio are the most important. Use flexible ads. Now I literally had this problem today in a new ad account where it has like more options. So you're like, why can't I see flexible? Always just use flexible ads. So much easier. I actually upload it into the media center in the back end, make a folder so my team can then upload them as well. And then I can just choose like a heap of creative. Saves so much time rather than here's image ads, have to find them, add them in, duplicate it, do it for video. So it actually saves a lot of time there on a technical basis as well. The new targeting is at the ad level, right? In my previous video, I just sort of said that the campaign is just the budget. Let Facebook do the work, right? It's only going to get smarter and smarter. Let's be honest, right? Like these tools are not going to get dumber. As I said, use tools like Nano Banana, Sora 2, Smarter UGC, Creatify, Arcade. There's plenty out there that you can use to make as many as possible. The key is to focus on UGC, but obviously you can use images as well. They are coming back, but obviously UGC. Now I'm going to get into a bit of the UGC. I've done some further research and found some exciting stuff that I want to share with you as well. Look at competitor ads. I use foreplay.io, I think it is, or whatever, .com or whatever. I know it's a terrible name in some respects, but for like $40 a month allows me to copy ads into there. My media buyers, copywriter, all of that can then look at that, look at competitors. We look at the competitors, we can make similar ads, get the transcriptions, download the ads. It's just fantastic because I'm focused so much on ads and I want to scale these brands, right? Is sort of how I do it. I should add up here as well, like, no, I'll add it there, pardon me. I start at $25 a day. Now, leave it for 3 days. As you get sales, optimize, right? Look at age, gender. Don't make many ad sets, right? Just one ad set with just different ads for different products or the same product with different ones. And just sort of keep analyzing that is really all it is now. It's so stupidly easy. Increase to $50 a day, optimize your store, set up remarketing ads, so DPA ads, custom audience remarketing with a 10% discount. And depending on your SKUs and stuff as well, I definitely recommend setting up DPA ads. Once you do the Facebook and Instagram integration, your catalog's pushed, and then you just make like a DPA campaign. It's just a sales campaign, catalog sales, Advantage Plus campaign. Set it up as remarketing. If you want a video on that, I can do that, but I have that already in my channel anyway. Basically, just keep doubling your budget. What I also do is I make a custom GPT that is about the brand. I just copy in brand, I copy in images and videos. I make a custom GPT about it, so that way I can do copy easily. I use tools like ClickUp so that my team can then just put the creatives in Google Drive, link it in ClickUp as well as the copy, and then copy there, spam a new ad, right? As quick as that. It's so handy. Now, once you do that as well, a lot of people forget about Google Ads, but Google Ads is phenomenal. I've always said Google Ads is phenomenal and it'll always be phenomenal. No matter what sort of AI and that comes in, Google will always have its place. Google Ads, you want to use the Merchant Center, it's free. Google Analytics, set it up and you use the free Shopify Google sales channel, and you can integrate these all there. And then you set up a PMax campaign, right? Now you can set up brand search as well, but I start with a PMax campaign. It will guide you through it. Add your images, add your videos. You can use custom GPT, the Google Ads Wizard GPT, to help you make the headlines, the descriptions, the long descriptions, and even site link extensions, which I find very handy. So that way it's really filled out and it's a high quality ad. And then obviously what I do is I do a PMax campaign per country. That's just sort of the strategy I've sort of gone with when it comes to campaigns, because I target multiple countries. I just make a campaign per country. So if I make a PMax, I'll make one per country that might even be duplicated. That way I can just narrow it down. You know, different countries do have different specifics about how they translate with different things. And as you do more deeper research into it, just gives you flexibility rather than doing it. And it only takes 2 seconds, right? Duplicate, copy, paste, and then just change the country. And I do the same in Facebook, where I do every campaign now I've decided that I've started doing I don't lug it all in as one. Now I somewhat think I might test that a bit too, where I might put more countries in the one Advantage Plus campaign. But I sort of like the idea of doing it different per country, because it just gives a bit more control there. Because I'm now not having to make many ad sets, I basically just make a campaign that's just to a new country with it pretty much the exact same, but then I can just hyper target and just do some different targeting. So for instance, like what you do on Shopify, we have markets, right? Like, so I can be transparent about shipping, right? So shipping is like 2 to 4 days US, or 3 to 5 days in United Kingdom, and free shipping over $75 in UK, free shipping over 100. So that way it sort of really translates to the website, because obviously with markets and that as well, that's just my perspective. But in the beginning, just start with one campaign. But that's just sort of with TikTok ads as well. I am investigating that more as well. I plan to run Pinterest ads. A lot of the brands, people aren't running Pinterest ads, and even Reddit ads in my eyes, but definitely Pinterest ads and TikTok as we go down this path. Now, UGC influencer marketing. As I said, I actually found this tool. It's called Clubstar, and it's free to sign up for, and you can find heaps of UGC creators for like 50, 100, 200 bucks. It's all tracked within here. It's fantastic. I only literally found this yesterday, so I have not used it, but I plan to use this very hard. But on top of that as well, it's a lot of admin with UGC creators. So using a tool like this is really good for ecom, but going a step further, use Reddit, right? You can see here, like this Reddit one, you join it, there's like 22,000 people that see it all the time, and you'll see paid ones and for SaaS and Ecom Brands all the time, huge views. Pay 50% upfront, 50% after. The key is, when it comes to UGC creators, is not just to have one creator and one creation, it's to have consistent. So as you build your budget out, definitely do that. And like for outside of that, use Google Sheet or something as well. I use, as I said, ClickUp, where I have a card per influencer. And I have a team member that sort of just manages it and sees it, and then basically get them to look at viral content, say we want to make similar stuff like that, keep them to keep doing it, get your brand out there in the most organic way possible. So I'm pushing really hard for that. And then obviously, I've said in previous videos, partnership ads, as I build more of these, especially with Instagram. I want to run these partnership ads, and these people are extremely cheap. Going straight to influencers, a lot of them, and finding them manually, they're a lot more expensive. But using ways like this, you get like 1/10 of the price. And so when a UGC creator is a lot smaller, because they're still getting started, you have a lot more control over the say, and they're a lot more flexible. Once they scale, they're very steadfast in their ways. That's sort of just the way it is with any type of influencer or anyone that's established in their space. They know their value, they know their time, and they won't really bend on it, right? So that's sort of why I do that, and it's worked really well. There's also, as I said, Facebook groups, tons of them. But what I like about the Reddit one is it's one community, so you don't have to join like 50 Facebook groups. You have it once, so you get 10 times more exposure to all these different countries in one. So I recommend that you look into that. Like, as I said, it's free. You'll see probably myself or my team posting over time. I didn't obviously show this, but like you can see here that, like, what I'm proud of is lifetime value has dropped a bit, but it's going to grow back up. But lifetime value is what's keeping this business alive. It's very strongly, I should say. Well, not alive, but keeping it thriving, and that's the best way you should have it, right? But as I said, because of this very custom product, makes it really hard to scale. So that's why you never see high figures there. I'm building these other brands instead. So the apps I use is I naturally use my own AI store builder. It isn't perfect, right? Shopify, it isn't perfect. I use my theme. Again, it's not perfect, but it has everything I need. I don't need to worry about all these third-party apps, and I use my team. If you have any questions about that, obviously let me know. For review app, I use TrustDo. There's Judge Me as well. Email marketing, I use mine. It is still, it's coming out soon, Predictmail, or you can use Shopify email, which is included in your plan, but I use Predictmail because it's a lot cheaper than Klaviyo and Omnisend, and it has all the features, and I plan for it to have WhatsApp, SMS. I plan for it to have a lot of different things because I want to build a lot of different brands. So I basically am building these tools so I can use it, so I can save myself money, and then obviously sell it as a new SaaS brand as well. So win-win, hopefully for me. For payment services, I use PayPal and Shopify payments. You can use Stripe and stuff, but I use Shopify payments. Hopefully here in Australia, there's Shopify Collective because you have to verify yourself, with your passport and a utility bill. If you're in the United States and a lot of countries, you can use Shopify Collective and actually do drop shipping through established other brands. So make sure you look at that as well. It's a fantastic way to get moving with high quality established products that have fast shipping while having very little risk, right? So a lot of I would be doing that as well if it was here available in Australia, but literally it's available in like 37 countries, but Australia is not one of them, which is baffling and very frustrating if I'm honest. There are workarounds as well, by the way, if you want it for US, but you have to have like a US company and stuff. And for some reason, it's just not working for me. For fulfillment, as I said, I use Teamdrop. Teamdrop's good. They're good company. New, pushing hard into the space. They do 3PL, they do drop shipping, they do print on demand, and it doesn't cost you anything up front. So most of these, I'm just saying it as well, so it doesn't cost you anything up front. Like with Predictmail, 1,000 leads before you even have to look at going onto a paid plan. Teamdrop is just free forever. I'm testing a WhatsApp abandoned cart recovery apps because that's what I plan to have in Predictmail over time, but it's a huge app because WhatsApp abandoned cart recovery, make sure you're doing that as well. But you definitely look into that. There's a number of established apps. I just can't recommend one yet because I haven't used it. Loyalty apps, you want to use tools like Loyalty Lion. There's a number of out there. Smile.io, I just use Loyalty Lion. As I said, I plan to make one of them myself so I can put it on all my brands easily. Helps with your LTV by the fact that you can recommend, you can give incentives to existing customers to refer to other people. Now, again, that's where building a brand, why this is so important and why I'm happy to take my time, because I'm building frameworks and solid foundations that's going to allow me to scale. And as I said, this loyalty app is not cheap as you go on to paid subscription, but for how much you have to pay, for how much ROI you will get through the analytics and everything, it's self-explanatory, right? For subscriptions, bank transfers, yield cards, international bank transfer, I just use Air Wallets, right? I use it for all of them. I combine it to one account. I can have virtual cards for all of them segmented. I can then control permissions of staff members having access to it. It just has pretty much everything I sort of need in a single place, and it costs me nothing a month, right? Literally nothing. I use it even for staff payroll and everything because it's just so handy. I've not had, honestly, a single issue with it. I think it is a phenomenal tool, and I think it's going to go to phenomenal places. Super scalable. It's great for dropshippers. It even, as I said, has payment processor as well, because not a lot of dropshippers get a lot of holds and stuff, whereas I know Air Wallets are really trying to push with dropshippers as well. So make sure you have a look into that as well. Obviously, it does cost if you haven't transferred, I think it's $5,000 a month into there, $29 a month. Otherwise, it is free. So for me, it's free. I don't use the higher features all that much, if I'm honest. I use, like accounting software like Xero. Landing page, I use Launching, which is my AI landing page tool. Again, that's in early development. So I'm using it, but I can't talk about it. Once I build these new brands with these tools, I'll be showing that more as well, because I want to get feedback as well. These tools are not perfect. I want to get a lot of community feedback. So I think that is pretty much it. Like, that's how you pretty much hit $1,000 a day between using this marketing, between finding winning products, UGC, as well as these various apps. Then you can do it, right? Now, again, I will sort of say, right, this all takes time, right? Like for me to build a store and incrementally do it between what I do every day, that's why I do it this way, because it gives me time to build a lot of brands all at the same time, put my team in place, get them moving so that I can scale one business, build another, and keep that rolling, right? You need to give things time, right? So I wouldn't just try and sell any product and just try and be like, yep, boom, away you go. We see so many people, methods and apps. So it's like, just launch 100 different products a day. And I think that's personally exhausting. I don't think that's sustainable, and I don't recommend it. Whereas this approach takes longer, the investment is higher, but the assurance of long-term income as well. Because between a lot of the other dropshipping ones, their ones will always go up and then go down. Like I can tell straight away, right, when when someone has especially a dropshipping brand, you see their sales go up, their sales pretty much go down, and once it goes down, and that's the end of the business, right? Whereas with this, you can go into any niche, and because you get customer lifetime value, yeah, you'll go up, you'll go down, but you will continue, right? And by doing that, you can have sustainability of income and then invest that into other businesses and just keep growing that, right? And that's what you're seeing as the trend now. I've always sort of said this is the thing, but now dropshipping is moving into brand dropshipping, and that's why I'm back. I really enjoy this, and I really want to embrace this more too. Um, and I want to sort of support more of this as well. As I build the new brands, I plan to be getting, CRO people, all of this involved, where I'll be teaching everything I sort of learn as well, more and more day to day as I build these new brands, 100% fresh. So be sure to stay tuned for all of that. Yeah. So like I said, like the global payments and financial platform for growing. So, like it's honestly, it's really, really good. Business accounts, spend, payments, billing, API. I might even use the APIs as I use for different tools and stuff as well. I just think it's really, really cool. And I think it is an Australian start. But as I said, I even love the yield, where the money that you make, you can put in yield as long as you've got good cash flow, then you make more money. I've already made thousands by using that, because I use a lot of cash flow strategies. Now, I didn't add that in as well. But as you scale, right, cash flow becomes a real problem, right? So make sure you get a credit card. Um, Make sure as well that for like tax and various things, you can go on payment plans. It doesn't cost you really any extra, and even if it does, where interest. One of the things I've also sort of learned that I also say is that when building business, there's debt for most people, and there's healthy debt. And in business, healthy debt is actually using interest to be your friend, because the more cash that you have, the better. I didn't add that in as well, but I use like Clearco as well. There's a number of them, but I just personally use Clearco. They've always been very good to me, where you can upload invoices, pay suppliers, use it for various things for cash flow. As a result, I'm able to stay ahead of competitors so much more, because I'm able to have more cash in the bank now that factors in unexpected things, but also then I'm able to invest into other businesses at the same time. Yes, I have to wear more costs through interest and stuff like that too, but you don't even notice it. Honestly, you don't even notice it. So one of the things as well I strongly recommend that you do is look into credit cards, look into cash flow options. Always focus on cash flow. It makes a huge difference. Trust me, it's made a massive difference for all my businesses. And it's one of the main things I focus on now, that allows me to hire more people on the same budget, because I'm able to defer things, wear some interest, claim it back as a business expense, while keep pushing more and more of these objectives, because I really just enjoy that. So anyway, I just sort of wanted to add that in. I hope today's video has been helpful. Thank you so much for your time today. Have a lovely day. Take care, and goodbye.